All right, guys, so I'm just going to make a quick video showing you guys how to simplify fractions. And there are two ways to do it. One is to find the greatest common factor. However, I do think that takes a little bit longer. So I'm going to show you the way that I originally taught you guys how to do it, which was actually part of it, which was prime factoring. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to show you guys three different fractions to prime factor, and then you guys are going to be able to try it on your own when you eventually get some work on this. So let's go ahead and try 18/24. So you'll see this marker is dying. Bear with me. I'm going to use it till there's no more. So the first thing you can totally do is to actually do a factor tree with these. So there's two ways to do this. So the first way is to literally do it this way, which is to do almost like a vertical factor tree, except you don't do it with all the circles. So the first thing you would do is then find the factors of 18 and 24. And in this case, for 18, I'm going to keep it simple. I know that 2 times 9 equals 18. However, same concept. 9 is not prime. It is a composite number, so I can break this down. 9 breaks down to 3 times 3. Now everything is prime. I can't factor it anymore. So moving to 24, there's two ways to do it. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do 2 times 12. However, the 12 is composite. It is not prime. So I know that the easiest way to get 12 is 3 times 4. And again, I can see that the 4 is composite, which is 2 times 2. And then from here, all you do is cancel out the like numbers. And in this case, I have these 2 that are like, this 3 that is like. And in this case, all you do now, because nothing else is the same, you multiply what is left over. And in this case, there really is a imaginary 1 here. So 3 times 1 is 3. And then 2 times 2 is 4. 18/24 simplifies to 3/4. Now, the second way to do this, excuse me, is to do what I originally taught you. Go ahead and do the prime factor trees and do the same thing. I know that 18 is going to be 2. In this case, there's 2 ways to do it. 2 times 9. And I'm going to show you a different way. I'm going to do 3 times 6. This is prime. And then 2 times 3. And then 24, I'm going to do the different one. I'm going to do 2 times 12. 2 is prime. 12 brings down to 3 and 4. Again, 4 is not prime. 2 times 2. Boom, boom. And then you go ahead and just do the same thing. You could just put them over here, or you could just cross them out here. And in this case, I have a 3. I have a 2. And then that's all I have in common. Again, I multiply. 3 over 4 is the same answer, just different ways. So it depends on how you want to do it. I personally like this way better. If you wanted to combine the two, you could do this first and then put the prime numbers up here and then cross them out, which I'm going to do for the second time around just to make it easier. This really should only be done if you have that number fluency. So now let's go ahead and try another one. Let's go ahead and try, excuse me, 22 30-seconds. And I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to prime factor up there. I'm going to do it down here. So I'm going to do 22 over here, 32 over here. And then I go, well, I know that there's only one way to get 22, and that's 11 times 2. And these are both prime. So then I put these up here. Now for 32, there's a few ways to get it. The easiest one I can think of is 4 times 8. Both of those are composite, so I'm going to break it down. 4 gets 2 times 2. And then 8 is 2 times 4. The 2 is prime. 4 is not. It's composite. Break it down. 2 times 2. And then I write these over here. Ooh, that's a lot. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And I want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 2s. And now all you do is just cancel out what you have in common. And in this case, it's a lot of work, but I only have one number that's in common, so I got rid of it. And now I just multiply the leftovers. 11 times that imaginary 1 is 11. And then here, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. This is 22 30-seconds, I suppose you would say it. 11/16 is in simplest form for this fraction. And that's all you guys are doing. I prefer this method where you actually do the prime factorization trees. you put the prime numbers up here, and then you just get rid of what you have in common. It's up to you. You got to find what works for you. I personally think this is better, but eventually the whole goal is for you guys to get number fluent to where you can look at this, you can find that greatest common factor in your head, and then you would just divide by it or pull it out. So that's all you guys are doing. So we'll be practicing with these more in class as they come along, but I hope you guys like this video and you find it helpful.